Welcome back to all our friends, family, and yes, even our foes. To the Foxx Den Sports Podcast, where Todd and his sports-passionate kids are ready to bring you the latest updates and insights on all things sports. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Foxx Den Sports Podcast. I'm your host, the Podfather, along with Kellen, Garrett, and Bench. We have some, well, not we, I have some massive technical difficulties currently going on right now that I'm trying to figure out. We're going to get this podcast started finally after probably an hour after we said it was going to try to get it started. All right, Oklahoma lost the playoff game, unfortunately. Just a bad game overall. I got some questions. First one is, how should the fans be feeling right now?
Honestly, great. I know obviously the loss, and especially with how much we felt like we had it in our hands, makes the loss feel hurt a little bit more. But if you really have to go back to the beginning of the year, and if you would have said, hey, we're going to make the first round of the playoffs, you'd be like, sign me up. Don't care what happens. We made it. That means we had a good year. Beat some good teams, have a lot of momentum going into next season. Again, I know it wasn't the outcome we wanted, especially on Friday, and especially going up 17-0 and at home. But you got a lot of things to be excited about because there is a lot of players in the country that are going to want to play for this team. So, we're definitely on the right trend going up for sure.
Really excited because once again, 10-3. There's maybe 5 or 6 teams in the nation that are going to end up better than us, 7, 6, 7, something like that. So when I was driving home from the game the other night, I was like obviously disappointed and frustrated, but then all of a sudden it just hit me. I was like, I went to the last game of the year last year when we lost in the Armed Forces Bowl to have a losing record against Navy. And I'm only about maybe 5 or 6 of those players that played in that game even played for us this year much. And I was like, Lee, how much better this season was than last year. That just kind of hit me like, last year we lost to Army in the Armed Forces, Navy in the Armed Forces Bowl at TCU Stadium, and we got to host a playoff game this year. So yeah, pretty excited. Wish we were playing next week, but we're not.
I agree with everything that's been said already. Everybody called me crazy man when I predicted us to go 10-2, and even I thought I was pretty crazy. But like Gary said, if you would have asked anybody before the season, everybody was hoping 8-4, 9-3 would be great. We would go 10-2, beat good teams. It hurts and it stinks, but if you just look at the vast improvement from last year to this year, we're treading in the right direction. Like, just look at the glass half full. Like, it stinks. Like, I was hoping we'd win, and it felt like we were real happy for about 15 minutes. But it's still a successful season.
We were real fired up the first quarter. I was like, I can't believe this. This is amazing. Kellen even talked about, hey, let's run on down there and get to the game.
Catch the second half.
Yeah, because unfortunately, so the way they did the tickets, I had to buy all 8 at one time, and I didn't feel comfortable buying all those that close to Christmas, not knowing if I could sell them. I'm pretty sure after the fact, looking at it, I'm 95% sure I would have sold them and made a little bit of money. But I didn't know that at the time because I know that I sold several tickets this past year, 2 tickets up near the visiting fans, and I think I broke even. But regardless, the next day I got on my computer, and because the first day all season ticket holders were allowed to try to get them before. Second day I get on, and every time I signed up for tickets, I was looking for 3 tickets. I would sign in. I thought it would be in a queue if some source I wasn't in a queue, and it said they were sold. They were sold. So and then next thing, long story short, didn't get to go. So it was frustrating. But regardless, and I don't know how you're all going to talk about this one, but does this loss change anything on how you feel about the program at this point? I'm going to guess no.
No, and real quick for anybody who's shows the difference between your program and our program is you guys are excited. You just made the playoffs. Like, if you're a realistic fan, a championship is not the obviously that's the end goal, but there's no shot. There's just no chance. So.
And we like the progress. It's like, yes, we're not a team that's like, oh, we just want to be bowl eligible every year. But from where we were last season and to take a jump that quickly, that's what it is. We're a team that expects to be able to compete for a championship every season, obviously.
Sure.
But we need to get our feet back under us after the Jackson Arnold season. So I don't know. I agree with what Gary said. Like we just got to be realistic this season.
Well, last year, what everybody say? We knew this was going to happen when they went to the SEC. Is they're going to be one of the new Nebraskas. They're the Nebraska of the SEC. And, I mean, it took us one season to get it turned around, which obviously a lot of people can do that. But there's a lot of good things happen. I think hiring of our GM, we got us some players, got the NIL finally back on track because I think we were about a year behind on that for a little while.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And, and then all of a sudden we're one of 5 SEC teams that made the playoffs. And that can never, ever be taken away from.
Well, we can get into the game real quick, but I also want, at some point, I've got a list of things that I was taking all kinds of snapshots of dumb comments from some bandwagon fans, in my opinion, that I want to go over as well here shortly. But you took it 17-0 lead, and I know Alabama came back down and scored and made it 17-7 at some point. But to me, and I'm sure, hopefully, assume you guys feel the same way. To me, the changing point was right where Mateer goes left. It was I think it was 3rd down, and he could have ran for the first down, but he tried to make that long pass to Xavier Robinson, and Robinson drops it. If Robinson catches that ball, he could score, possibly score 24-7. I don't know, regardless. Or they were saying on the TV, Mateer could have made the first down by running, and he could have, but I personally think he made the right decision by trying to throw because Robinson was open. But then the very next play, I know we had we wanted the extra 5 yards for the punt, but the punter then drops the football. All that combined right there just completely changed the flow and the way the game was going. Do you guys agree? Is that the turning point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the turning point's 1,000% the dropped catch. I don't understand if you call that play and the running back is going to end up downfield. That is the last running back in your entire depth chart you want down there. The last one. Pathetic. And Mateer 100% could have gotten the first down, but he made the right decision. Your offense is feeling it. You make a good
how many
play,
times that we're
out.
like, sorry.
Well, yeah, and just slings it. And I mean, yeah, maybe it was literally a foot just to the left, but he's still got 2 hands on it. And he's 100% scoring if he scores that. So, and then the punt, I've never seen a punter catch it and then drop it. Like, you're supposed to be one of the best punters in the country, and you just forget to swing your leg. Like, give me a break, dude. Get him off the team. Get someone in there that actually has some balls and can kick it. Especially Tate Sandell too. Like, all talk, but can't walk it.
Tell us how you feel, Garrett.
But you know how many times like we've got frustrated that like Mateer will make a pass and yeah, it's a first down, but man, if he threw it to the other guy, that guy was wide open. That's what he did this time, and he made the throw on the run, avoided a sack. Like they had him dead to rights, avoided the sack. Just ridiculous. That we could have gone up 24-7. Instead, it shifts to 17-10 in that short span of time.
The only thing I'll say about swing and everything is that I thought our defense was just, at the game, I was just like, I actually sat by a bunch of Alabama fans, and this guy next to me goes, we look like a JV team out there. We were just, those guys couldn't do nothing. And we did that right after that punt, pretty much stopped them, made them kick a field goal. And I was like, I know, they didn't go down the field that first touchdown and score, but didn't they score on a 4th and 2? And, they had to go for it on 4th down to score on us. And so even at that, we stopped them, and they had not stopped their offense. So I don't know what happened after that. I mean, I don't know if just the wind sail took us out, but we go down, can't do anything. Go down, can't do anything, and then he throws the pick six. And
No, it's because they blitzed the least amount of any SEC team this season, and they were not blitzing at all. And all of a sudden, they started putting a little bit of pressure.
mm-hmm.
And
yeah, they got 4 sacks in the second half, and I mean, our offensive line looked
that
like they were just
messed us up a lot.
Well, let's talk about John Mateer real quick. The stat lines aside, because he did pass for over 300 yards, and if you would have told me he was going to pass for over 300 yards, throw 2 touchdown passes, and run one himself, I would have taken the OU all day long. But how do you sum up his productivity in that game?
I mean, in my opinion, phenomenal. That Bama defense is still respected as a top 10 defense in the country, and literally all but the pick six, which he's explained what happened, which I appreciate, because instead of just Carson Becking it and pinning it on someone else or just saying it was a mistake, like he actually went through his thought process by that, and it almost makes you think, oh, that does make sense. Like you think, oh, I'd never do it, but we definitely would. Anyways, no, he looked phenomenal. He made so many right decisions. I wish he would have gotten out of the pocket a little bit more and used his arm, but no, I don't think you could have asked for a better game from him. And Arbuckle. Arbuckle called a really good game.
Yeah, I thought it was his best game of the year.
Yeah, to that point real quick, we have got to get some receivers. I've never seen we had 3, maybe 4 third down drops. Beautiful play design. Mateer puts it where it needs to be. 2 hands on the ball, drop. Now we got to punt. Like, come on, man. You cannot expect to win a game whenever. And Bama had the same struggles. So, I don't know if there was something in the air, but you can't expect to win a game.
We got weird lights.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I like Mateer, and I don't understand everyone freaking out thinking we need to go and get another quarterback in the portal.
Oh, yeah. There's those fans out there. Do you think it's his decision-making, or do you think he's being asked to do too much?
I don't think he has any help.
Yeah, I think decision-making. I don't think
if you gave him a CD Lamb or a Mark Andrews or a really good running back, we would be playing Indiana and probably beating Indiana next week. His decision-making was questionable a few times this season, but I felt like I agree with Gary. I had no complaints. The pick six stunk, but it looked like there was a miscommunication with him and the receiver, as well as Alabama had a weird little shifty defense that possession. Like they looked like they were, and whatever they did when we snapped the ball, everybody just was in a completely different spot. And that's not what lost us that game. Outside of that, he played a very good game, and he looked like he was made for that moment. We were down 10, and he puts us in position for 2 field goals. Like, he did what he needed to do. There's not a single quarterback in college football that I'd rather have next season.
And even in that, when we were down 10, he threw that dart across
perfect
Burks to score
between 2 guys.
Again.
Yeah.
Right, that's where
popped
man. He was.
Our defense sucked.
That drive that after we got down 3, that was, I mean, one of the loudest I've ever heard Owen Field, and our defense just got it stuck to him. I was like, this is when our defense should be standing up, stopping Alabama, and they go down for another touchdown. And that's my whole take of the whole game, just in a nutshell. Everything that we've done, especially those last 4 games, we did not do Friday night.
Unfortunate.
Defense stopping them. I mean, I remember. I think I predicted 13-10. They scored 34. We all predicted low. One of the first and only times the betting line went over on an OU football game. Special teams were atrocious. We've won all year long. We've won every special teams game for 12 games except for the 13th. And so that's how we lost, is we just didn't play like we've always played. Even though Mateer played incredible. If he didn't play incredible, we lose by...
Yeah.
That's the only thing that saved us or kept us in the game that night to me.
How shocked were you guys with the special teams play?
Completely shocked.
Yeah, like Clay said, I mean, that's one you almost have more faith in than our defense to actually perform, because it's really three guys that need to do anything.
Well, my
And
thought
so-
process going into the game is our defense is here, their offense is here, then their defense is here, our offense is here, but our special teams is here and here. I thought the special teams was going to be the difference because everything else kind of evened out. And that ended up,
And
it was the difference, but not the way we thought it would be.
You saw the way they won was straight out of the playbook we normally do, is just field position. I mean, especially in that second half, we relied always so heavily of our defense standing strong and then holding them back. And then we move, 15, 20 yards, pinning back further and further until we finally get into field goal range. But then they flipped it to where all of a sudden we're in our own inside of our own 10 and have to do, 70 yards just to get a field goal.
Well, our punter drops the punt, they get 3 points. Then we're on like the 10 or something, and he kicks it 35 yards or something like that, and they get 7. Our punter handed them 10 points himself. And then the 2 missed field goals, that's 16 points.
And you know what, Kellen? Every one of those mishaps, those 4 mishaps, 2 missed field goals, drop punt, and the short punt were all with the win.
Was it really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
51-yard field goal against the wind. That was probably his most incredible field goal in the entire year. And because the guys next to me, he didn't know much about OU and stuff, and he goes, holy blankety blank, that's an incredible kick. I go, I know, in the wind. He goes, is that guy any good? I just started laughing and go, he's a Lou Groza winner.
He made like 24
and
straight.
This is his 30-yarder and 40.
Does that make you think any differently on him now at all?
100%.
Not
100%.
me.
A little, but like he's still one of the better kickers we've had in a long time. I don't know. Unless we can just go get somebody better. Kickers feels like it's so hard to come by sometimes in college.
Yeah, I don't
And
think
in
you're
the
going to
pros
get
right
anybody
now.
better, but this is going to be in his head all year next year. So
Well, yeah,
he's going to be
it got me thinking,
washed.
who was that Cowboys kicker that was like fantastic?
Dan
and
Bailey.
Dan Bailey?
Yeah, all of a sudden just couldn't make an extra point. Like
That happens to every
and
kicker.
that's what I was thinking why we didn't take like that 60-yarder or whatever it was going to be at halftime. We didn't even try.
No,
And I was like, maybe we just don't want to mess with his confidence. Don't want to give him his first miss, and then he proceeds to miss 2.
Did that first miss affect that second kick?
I think so.
If he makes that kick, I mean, and we all know that. I mean, the game's completely different and all that. I mean,
Well,
It's
if he
what
makes
it
that
is.
first kick, there's no second kick. We just go and try to score.
Alabama did to us what I think we did to them in Tuscaloosa just 5-6 weeks ago.
I think the hard part you could say about missing that first kick is Alabama would have called a completely different offensive series if they're not up 10. They would have gone try to get first downs and different things like that. So that's really hard to determine if that.
And they were walking on our defense in that second half. They could have anything they wanted.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think there would have been a slight shift in momentum, and our defense would have tried to step up.
Yeah,
To
and then-
Clay's point, that was probably the loudest it's ever been after that Deion Burks touchdown. What did they do next possession? Walk down the field, touchdown.
Yep. I'm telling you, if we would have stopped him right there, holy.
game over probably. Well,
Yeah.
possible.
I think we'd have done the Auburn thing, come down and just stuck it down their throats and won the game.
Did our Mason Thomas do much? I didn't think so.
He got a
Marvin
sack
Jones
or
got the
sack
only
or tackle behind
sack, I think.
CFL, but I don't remember.
Huh. Yeah, it was just
Taylor Line
obviously
didn't do a whole lot.
extremely.
I think it was
point.
Heineke and Marvin Jones that got the sacks. Maybe Kip, actually.
I would have liked those sacks were so blindsided. I would have loved to see them try to punch the ball out.
I
of those
know.
things, but
Yep.
I appreciated just taking the sack and like drilling them. But he had no clue either one of them were coming. They had time to go for that ball.
Did the
And
defense?
also, their kicker decided to hit every kick, which is just
Yeah, they beat
pathetic.
it. The special teams, that's crazy. And their punter punted one out about the 5-yard line, 4-yard line.
I mean, that was the difference. I just thought it was going to be the difference in our favor. Like it was crazy.
That's how we've won our games this year, and then that's why I think they had to unleash material a little bit because we couldn't stop them. So, and I mean, granted, we got to admit, Alabama's pretty good.
Sure they are.
yeah.
They
So,
deserve to be in the playoffs no matter what people said. They're pretty good.
No, they are good, but we were up 17-0.
Even
so
though they
it's
lost
just
to
like,
Florida State that first game, after they just started rolling, I go, they're going to win it all. I really thought they were the best team, especially after they beat Georgia. So them in Indiana will be a good game.
Did our defense wear down or did they get out adjusted?
adjusted. I've said it before. Venables can't handle, extra time. He needs his advantage is a week of prep. Everyone always, outperforms him whenever they have more time to.
Anyone else?
It was just a good football game. I mean, I have so many friends that were texting me that don't like Oklahoma, don't like Alabama. I mean, don't hate them, but just like, oh my gosh, this game is just wearing me out. It's just such a good game. So, as a college football fan, you couldn't ask for anything more.
By far the best environment in the entire country this whole year. So, and you can argue with the wall if you're a fan of anyone else.
Oh, no, it looked fantastic.
You cannot convince anybody else.
We need to get our good buddy Cliff on. I know he went to all the games and he's going to the national championship game. They had him on Sports Animal this past week, and he said, he goes, OU was one of the best atmospheres. He goes, Tennessee surprisingly was not as big, not as great atmosphere for tailgating.
I'll just say this: we got there. The game started at 7. We got on campus about it's probably around 4 for when, we were wanting to watch where the players walk out the walk and to watch the flyover. I couldn't even get to the team there was nowhere to stand. There were so many people there. And then everybody then was trying to walk over to game day. And it was just, you could see the people, but it was just so far away because it was so packed, and just everybody was, it was like Christmas morning. Everybody was just so excited. And then, I literally have never been to a game. They pulled out everything, obviously the 50 Cent thing, but the light show before the game, the drone show at halftime, all the light stuff, all the cell phone lights, the music. Just some of the normal stuff that we get to see and stuff. But the whole time I'm just like, I felt like it was like that Savannah Bananas game where there's just something going on all the time. It was unbelievable. And then, none of this would have been exciting if we'd have been playing the 11 o'clock game, but we got that Friday night game. So it was literally the best atmosphere I've ever been to. Maybe not the loudest. It was loud, there's no doubt, but one of the top 5 probably I've ever heard that stadium. But man, it was just, kind of gave me chills. You know how y'all we get those chills sometimes we start crying? I did that about 3 or 4 times.
I don't cry.
Yeah. I had some tears.
They freeze?
When they were running
That
out.
happened to me whenever we beat LSU. I was like, there's no shot we just won that game.
Yeah, I did then too. Yeah, when 50 Cent came out, after he left, we scored in 2 plays. We were on the 45-yard line. It's just first play.
As soon as we scored there, I was like, we're going to come back and win this thing. This is going to be the blueprint for every home playoff game ever now. Some artist is going to come out and perform.
Yeah, because the first play was a pass interference on them, and the next play was that Deion Burke play. And that guy next to me, he goes, seriously, we're going to lose because 50 Cent came out? I was like, hey, the emotions of 20-year-olds, man, it's awesome.
Did you guys see the post that says whose favorite rapper is 50 Cent because Oklahoma only plays for 2 quarters? Pretty rough. Pretty rough. I got 2 more questions. I got 2 more questions regarding this game, and then I want to move on to the final few questions. But so this season is over, obviously, for us. What do we need to do in the transfer portal? What positions do we really need to be looking for?
I say we keep the guys we got. That's number 1. Tight end, receiver. I'm talking about in order: tight end, receiver, and depends on how our linebacking crew ends up. We may lose them all: linebacker and defensive line.
I would go receiver, tight end, so I'd flip those, and then I'd go get the best edge rusher you can in the entire country, and then I agree linebackers and just depth at the offensive line, because I don't care if they're, I'd like for them to be the best of the best, but just go get 3-4 guys that if someone goes down, they're not going to be the biggest liability in the world.
This is all assuming Mateer comes back.
I know.
He's coming back.
Go ahead.
Well, I think it's going to be more dependent, almost in a weird way, as if he goes portal or not. I don't think
No,
his draft's not in
Yeah, he
his.
should not
He's
go to the
staying
NFL
here.
draft. He should not even be thinking that line.
Well, I think it's in order. I think you'd go Oklahoma, some other team, draft. That's why I think it is in his mind.
But I just don't. Yeah, I agree with you. I just don't think he's gonna. I don't think there's a better team than us that's gonna want him next season. Nothing against him. Just like I think this is the best spot for him. I think we need receivers and tight ends. Probably everything else everybody said as well, and depth at offensive line because I like our guys and I think they have a lot of room for growth. But if one of those guys goes down, you have to have depth at the offensive line. But if we get a receiver and a tight end, it changes everything. Running backs, I don't care as much because if you work with some young guys and just have a good offensive line, you can do anything with a running back. That was DeMarco Murray with Dallas Cowboys. He had an incredible offensive line, and when he left there, you never heard of him again. So I just think we need somebody from a tier to be able to throw to.
I'd like to see us go after some interior offensive linemen. Definitely. I mean, I think we need to get that thing fixed because that's 2 years running now. We've got to get that thing fixed. And you guys have already said it, receivers. And, even just, another really impact receiver. Is Satanga coming back? Because if he comes back, he's not coming back?
We're losing him and Burks.
I didn't know he was gone. Man. Okay. Well, there goes that. Receivers tied in for sure. And I think, like to your point a minute ago, it's easy. I'm sitting there naming the whole daggone place, but I think we need some more depth in the back defensive backs, and obviously linebackers. But regardless, we got a lot we need to try to work on. But yeah, first and foremost, keep those that are good players, keep them here in Norman. Do you think it's at this point in juncture? Is it more important to be focusing? I mean, I know you want to focus on both of them, but the portal more impactful or the high school recruiting?
I think Jay did not prove the portal's crap, so you can't trust anybody in there.
I think we should be able to get a refund.
I think when it comes to defense, we got to stick to like high schoolers because Venables just breeds these guys. But
I agree.
I think if we want like a win now situation, which you kind of need with Mateer for offense, we're going to have to go in the portal to grab a couple of weapons. But I don't know. Venables has just been. This is the first time we've seen his defense, so I think we just got to keep that rolling.
It's exciting.
And if you see somebody good in the portal, obviously, but like focus on recruiting.
If we can put together another good season next year, as of right now, the 2027 recruiting class is probably one of the best offensive classes you'll see of any team ever. So he's putting together a special group in that 2027 recruiting class. Following the recruitment of Bo Bentley, who, again, we've missed on some freaking highly touted quarterbacks the last 3 or 4 years. So hopefully he's the guy. And, you hear everything about him and it seems like it, but Arnold also was a freaking stud in high school.
He was 100%. I want to go over a few of these dumb comments because I want to get to some of this. One of the folks put I'm in several different OU groups, said that crappy offense finally caught up with us. A head coach whose brain is filled with nothing but defense will not get us another title. There, I said it. Some people were clowning on Venables not wearing a football shirt. The Air Jordan hoodie he wore had a basketball on the front. Then you got some of these goobers that are saying 3 losses Oklahoma had no business in the playoffs, which is absolutely ridiculous. What were you saying, Cal? I'm sorry.
I was just saying that hoodie has nothing to do with winning a football game. I don't give a crap.
Somebody else says, when you have 27 unanswered points, is it an offensive coordinator issue or a quarterback issue? Let's see. That's really about it. I mean, somebody says, this is for real football fans. I've said this all year that, and I've been blasted for it, but Mateer sucks. Arbuckle sucks, and BB allows them to suck. So he sucks. That's basically what they're saying. So these guys are a bunch of freaking goons, man. A bunch of goons talking about that.
No, I think somehow, if I thought we lost, I thought it was going to be because our offense caught up to us, but it didn't this time. So, like, it's I don't know. It's just whatever. Our offense did not blow it.
All right. So here's my some Christmas questions for you guys. Would you rather have a fake tree or a real tree?
Fake.
Do y'all remember any of the real trees we got back in the day?
No, but I've had one recently, and it was the worst experience ever.
Really? I mean, by the time Christmas gets here, it's like,
Yeah.
early on, it's not bad. I like a fresh, nice tree. I'm going to get it and all that. I think it's pretty cool, but not so much. So, what is the best holiday cookie? Is there a best holiday cookie out there?
I don't know what's considered a holiday cookie.
Yeah. My favorite cookie is a no-bake cookie, but I don't think that's
It's pretty good. I like chocolate chip, but
Snickerdoodle gives me a
Snickerdoodle?
holiday vibe.
all right. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Either Elf or Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, probably Christmas Vacation.
Whatever we watched last night was not very good.
Yeah, don't watch Nutcrackers with Ben Stiller.
I thought it was gonna be good and funny. It wasn't very funny.
It came out last year.
Not good.
So, what's the best way to give or receive a gift? Would you rather have it in wrapping paper? Would you rather have your gift in a bag, or would you rather just have it the way it is and not even worry about any of that? Just hand it to you.
For it in an envelope because it's usually cash.
I mean, I think
But other
looking
than
at
that-
it, you're like, oh yeah, I got, wrapped boxes and stuff, but I'd almost rather just tear into a bag and
It's nice to be able to reuse the bag.
yeah.
So,
It's
give me
$10 right there.
your Mount Rushmore of Christmas songs. What's your Mount Rushmore? Your top 4?
I don't like Christmas music.
Really?
I don't either. So I got to
Yeah.
think.
I'm not a big Christmas music.
There's some song. It's just a bunch of piano. It's some kind of choir. A bunch of kids singing. I don't know what it's called though.
Well, let me give you mine real quick, okay? You good with that? A Holly Jolly Christmas from good old Burl Ives. That's number 4. Number 3 would be Underneath the Tree from Kelly Clarkson. Yeah, I said it. It's a good song, but it is what it is. We've got the Christmas Wrapping from the Waitresses, which is a really good one, I think, as well. And then my favorite one, you guys know it. It's The Most Wonderful Time of the Year from Andy Williams. That's who I like whenever I hear that one. That's who I want to have singing that one. That's it for me. So you guys don't like any Christmas music?
Not really.
Okay. Well, tell me one last question. It's a food question. What is one soup you will never eat no matter how hungry you are?
I have no clue. I'm trying to think of soups that aren't good or that don't sound good.
I don't know. Probably, I don't know, man. Is there like an oyster soup or something?
I'm sure there is.
Maybe that soup that the guy made in Polar Express where he wrings a sock out in it.
Well, I think it's a pretty easy one, boys. French onion. No shot.
French onion is fantastic.
French onion? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's smelling up the joint, man.
It's not that oniony. It's all cheese and croutons.
Don't care. It's a little. No shot, man. No shot.
It doesn't even taste like onion.
Well, the Foxx Den Sports Podcast would like to thank all of our listeners once again for tuning in for episode number 201. We want everybody to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll be on hopefully next week. Garrett will be in town here sometime in the middle of the week. Have a little Christmas action going on here in the Foxx Den, but we appreciate everybody. Keep listening, subscribe, comment, whatever you got to do. We appreciate it. Until then, Merry Christmas, everyone. And goodbye, everybody. Texas still stinks.
Thank you for listening to the Foxx Den Sports Podcast. Be sure to subscribe for free to our YouTube channel, Foxx Den Sports. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Foxx Den Sports and on Facebook at Foxx Den Sports Podcast. You can also email us at foxdensports@yahoo.com. This has been Foxx Den Sports.